Where's my Red Thunder? We got to get that sponsorship in here.
You want that?
Yeah, I'll finish it. You got your Red Thunder in there?
This is my what's that called? My red flag. I put energy drinks in coffee mugs. Not only that,
Your
but
red
with
flag.
ice. That's funny. I'm gonna lean up all today. Nothing. You ready?
Yes.
Awesome. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Real Estate Agent Mastery. This is the 10th episode. I know what we're talking about today. I won't spoil it yet, though. My name is Matthew Davis. I'm here on First State Home Team, Rakan's team. I'll let him tell
Our
you
team.
guys our team.
Our team, not my team. It's not about me.
I'll let him tell you guys a little bit about himself if you have not watched before. So,
Yeah. So I'm the team leader of First State Home Team, top realtor here in Delaware, investor, yada yada. It's really not that important. It's all about the team and providing value and giving back and helping other people achieve what I've achieved. So if I can do any part in that, then I'm happy. I did my job.
straight politician, man.
It's true. I mean, I don't really care about working with clients that much anymore.
No,
I still do.
No, you
I still do, but after you've done a couple hundred sales, it's just another sale. You know what I mean?
yeah,
the
no,
most
you
part.
definitely refer a lot of people, even outside of the actual leads that are provided, which we'll
Yeah.
talk about today. So let's
Yeah.
just
It's not even just about that. At this point in my business, there's something where I think there was a study where after you make $200,000 a year, your happiness does not go up
Right.
after that point, which I definitely agree with. Right?
right.
I want to see you win. I want to see the team win. You know what I
Right.
mean? I want to see other people join the team and win, come on the team doing 12 deals a year and then, get up to 30
yeah.
36 deals a year.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And create and buy investment properties and see them grow.
No doubt.
We're
getting off topic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But listen, so today we're going to be talking about advertising, marketing. So mostly talking about leads that you would maybe buy, right? So the reason we're talking about this today is it's the third part of a video that we had made that was 30 sales in 30 hours a week, right? So we had already made the video about doing, maybe the 10 sales a year, and all the numbers may change, but from cold prospecting. So we talked a lot about open houses, maybe some cold calling, SOI referral. This is the third video, which we're talking about advertising, marketing, like buying leads, right? How do you convert them? What do we do? What's kind of our play, that sort of thing. Maybe you haven't done it before or you want to get into it, right? But before we do that, we have to do Guess the Price.
Okay.
So every single podcast, we do something called Guess.
Keep rolling. We're good.
Every
We're
podcast
trying to
we
shoot
do
this in one shot today.
Yeah, no. In all honesty, we've recorded so many podcasts up to this point.
Never finished one.
Gets cut off at some point. We're rookies at this, at the podcasting game. Now, at the real estate game, I wouldn't necessarily say we're rookies, but well, you can call me a rookie. You can't call him a rookie, but at the podcasting thing. So, basically, Guess the Price. I name a sold property here in Newcastle County, and at some point, maybe we'll do outside of that. If it's under $500,000, the property value is under $500,000. He needs to be within $10,000 of the close price to win that point or whatever. And if it's above $500,000, he needs to be within $20,000. So that's just how we've been doing it. So I think right now he's 3 for 5 or something.
Today's episode brought to you by Red Thunder.
Yeah, right. Now we're just shouting people out.
Matt's Costco knockoff of Red Bull.
You know who we're going to get on here?
Who?
Limestone Nutrition.
Yeah, we should. That'd be fun.
That and Newark Nutrition. That's my guy. Shout out TJ.
There we go. Send him this episode.
So, I'm going to give all the information out in under a minute. So let's start right now. All right, ready?
Yep.
Zip code is 19713. So you already know where this is at. I know where this is at. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,275 square feet. Okay. I actually walked this property before.
Townhouse, I assume.
I don't know. Can I tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, surely
That's
I can.
pretty important.
It's a rancher. No, it's a rancher. It's a rancher.
Okay.
No basement.
Okay.
So 1,200 square foot.
Ranch, yep.
No basement.
Okay. 3 bed, 2 bath.
And this is beautiful inside.
3-2?
I'm going to be honest. Yes.
Okay.
It's a corner lot. It's beautiful inside. This was a complete rehab.
Okay.
For sure.
Probably not a lot of land I assume probably just
Not a lot of
fifth
land.
of an
A
acre.
fifth of an acre. That's
Yep.
what it is. Yep. Like I said, beautiful inside, brand new. It's currently furnished. I doubt the furnishings come with it though. White plastic, 6-foot fence. Yeah, I mean, what else do you need to know?
That's a
2 full bathroom.
two
right?
full bathroom.
So it's not
no
1.5.
basement.
Correct.
So, and it's like a flip, like totally remodeled.
Correct.
Okay. I would say 4 and some change with a basement. So I'm gonna say, about, I'm gonna say 400 without the basement.
Okay. Final answer?
Yeah. Where are we at?
Nah, 375.
Oh, damn it!
Two-
I was thinking 375.
Listen. So you remember this
I was
property?
thinking 375, but the location, the zip code, I was like, add 25.
This is a good, but this is a good neighborhood. This is Harmony Woods. This is
Okay.
dude, 2 units in
So
court. You remember that property?
I was thinking it was farther up in Pike Creek.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go more north.
Because 19713 is Pike Creek, right? Or is that 19711?
That's more like Brookside.
I thought 19713 stretched in the Pike Creek area.
19711.
Okay. I get those mixed up.
Unfair. There's
Yeah.
a lot of zip codes around
So
here.
if that was a little farther north in Pike Creek, that would be 400 for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100% at least.
So 375, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But listen, this property, 2 units in court. You remember that?
Yeah.
No, I was like,
I sold
you
that
need to
one.
buy this. You need to buy this.
I had a buyer buy it.
Oh really?
And then the something with the estate, I forget what happened. It was something with like it was getting foreclosed on, and like something the estate wasn't like ironed out yet.
Because you remember it was
and
like
then they needed more time.
it was
then
like gutted.
my buyer fell through. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I remember that.
Yep.
I forgot.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
All right, guys. So we're talking about advertising, marketing, mainly talking about leads, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Think about like Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Avoda.com, whatever you use.
Anything, literally anything. If you do Google, Facebook, anything like that, there's a million different websites that try to sell you stuff, right?
No doubt. So, I mean, just in terms of talking about, like going back to that video we made, let's just say you're trying to do 10 sales a year. The nice thing about advertising and marketing, we just talk about this first.
Yeah.
It's the most scalable
Yep.
thing. I mean, really, compared to anything else, because no matter how great your SOI referral base is, you couldn't get leads from it tomorrow. Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, you're still kind of waiting on, people to come around. Don't get me wrong, you can ask for a referral and probably potentially get stuff, but you can't ask each week.
Yeah.
You might ask once a quarter or
Right.
every
Right.
6 months. So I would say, what kind of advertising marketing are we doing? What does that look like?
Yeah.
And
So
then we can get nitty gritty. Like, what is that?
We've done a lot of stuff. I mean, we've done Facebook, we've done Google, we do Realtor.com right now, we do Mavoda right now. So there's different things, right? And this might be a little like jumping ahead, but you got to look at like the customer journey for each thing, right? Like people complain about Facebook leads, right? Because they're lower converting.
Right.
Well, or Google, for example, right?
Yeah.
It tends to be lower converting than like a Zillow lead or something like that. Like everybody, like Zillow leads are high converting, right?
No
Same
doubt.
as the Realtor.com, Mavoda leads, stuff like that we get, like live connections with the client, right? But if you think about it, there's really not that much of a difference other than time between a Facebook lead or a Google lead or a Mavoda lead, right? Time and intent, that's it. So if you go to Google and you type in Zillow, what comes up on the search results?
All the real estate websites.
Right. So Zillow, right?
Yeah, of course.
Zillow's going to come up.
Yeah.
Zillow's going to come up twice. They're going to come up as a paid, like a pay-per-click ad, and then they're going to come up at the top of the search engine optimization, right? So Zillow is getting their leads from Google. Zillow advertises on Facebook. They get their leads from Facebook, right? So like the Zillow lead that you get, the Mavoda lead, Realtor.com lead that you get, was a Google lead 9 months ago.
Right.
And maybe a Facebook lead 9 months before that, right? So really, you just have to have the right expectations when you're looking at the leads. You have to know how to work them, how to convert them. You're not going to be as heavy-handed with like a Facebook lead as someone who says, hey, I'm interested in looking at this home, right?
I mean, it comes down to the funnel, right?
Yeah. It's
Think
just
about it like
different,
a funnel.
different
They're just-
levels of the funnel.
They come in at different stages.
Top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So what all advertising marketing have you done? Now you kind of mentioned it. You named some of them, but just to be clear, like what ones are we doing right now?
Right now, just Realtor.com and Movoto.
Okay, and what other ones did you do, and maybe why'd you stop doing them?
We've done Facebook, we've done Google, and we had some success with it. It's a little more time intensive. Like the leads are cheaper, but they're a little more time intensive, right? So if you're optimizing for your budget, then maybe you do those. If you're optimizing more for time, maybe you do more where we're at, right? Like warmer leads, people you can talk to today and close 45 days from now.
Right. I mean, I could definitely see how, for us, I mean, we do open houses and cold call and stuff like that. So we kind of cold calling is definitely top of funnel.
Yeah.
At least can be.
Most
and
of the
then
time.
open houses is, are cheap leads. So like, why buy cheap leads when we could have higher converting, higher leverage leads that we would pay for or whatever. Okay. So, I mean, Movoto and Realtor.com, like, why do we do those now?
They convert pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I'd have to look. Movoto, we're probably converting about 3 to 4%,
right?
Which is pretty solid
as a team.
Because same for Realtor.com, about the same. So you're looking at for every 30 leads you get, converting one to a sale.
Yeah, but in 3 to 4%, that's as a team. That's the team average. But for yourself, I mean, that's going to be a higher number.
Probably. I mean, it kind of balances out because I'm better at converting than other agents on the team naturally because I've been doing it for a while, right? And I'm more confident and more knowledgeable, stuff like that to help with conversion.
Yeah.
But I also don't have as much time to dedicate, right? We have a couple thousand in our database.
Okay.
I don't have as much time to dedicate.
That's
where
true.
You might get a lead or Billy might get a lead, and you have a lot more time to dedicate to following up with that one person, to being more personal with them instead of just burning and churning through it.
Right. Okay. Which kind of goes into the whole play thing.
Yeah.
Which we could definitely talk. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yes.
So it should be probably about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. And then what was the other ones that maybe stopped doing? Did you ever do Zillow?
Yeah, I've done Zillow. Zillow's similar. It's the same thing as Movoto.
Same sort of thing.
The bottom funnel. Hey, I'm interested in looking at this property. Connect me with an agent. Schedule a tour. Here's a live introduction. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind sharing, this is up to you. But I mean, what are you putting into Movoto, Realtor.com, and what does that look like? If you haven't already looked into it, I'm sure you're gonna look into it. But what does that look like on the back end? What are you paying?
So we just increased it. We'll probably be doing I'm waiting on some more zip code availability to open up
for Realtor.com.
For Realtor.com.
Yeah, that's a big thing with them.
So we'll probably be doing about $5,000 a month between those two.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one thing with Realtor.com. I remember is they had only had 19711, which I like.
Right.
But I also wanted to be more even more in Pike Creek, but obviously it's taken. So
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk? I mean, that's once again, I don't necessarily know exactly the numbers and everything, but with Movoto and everything like that, do they take a split?
Yeah, Movoto. So they take a 17% split.
Got it. Okay.
So it's kind of like if you look at
do that too, or no?
If you look at Zillow Flex, I think they take 40%, or even higher in certain zip codes, certain price ranges. So I like Movoto because it's a split, right? When you start running a business and you look at it from a business standpoint, things that are a cost of sale, right, like a referral fee, they end up costing you more in the long run.
Right.
But the benefit is you don't pay anything up front,
right?
Versus something that costs you money like monthly overhead, right? The benefit there is that it probably it can cost you less
from an
if you
agent's perspective on the
convert it.
team. It makes way more sense to pay it's way better to
Right.
have the team pay
Right.
for leads
Right.
and have a smaller split on the back end because
Yeah.
it takes less money out of my
It's a
pocket.
couple $100
Yeah.
after the team split and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I don't want to talk too much about that,
Mhm.
but because obviously I think a lot of this comes down to the play. Like,
No,
what
it's
is-
a good point. Like you have to look strategically if you're thinking like a business owner, right? So that's where Movoto is kind of a cool middle ground, right? Like you can do Zillow leads all day long at 40%. That's a lot, right? If you look at it, and they're just generating the lead for you. They're not doing contract to close. They're not doing all the team stuff for you, right? They're just sending you contact information for somebody who may or may not be interested in buying or selling,
right.
right? So that's where Movoto is kind of a cool middle ground because it's a monthly, slightly lower monthly than you would probably pay for if there was no cost of sale like referral. It's a little cheaper monthly, but then you have also a lower cost of sale.
I could
So
see
it kind of splits the risk.
I could see some pros and cons too between like Realtor.com, Movoto.
Like Realtor.com is more expensive monthly,
right.
but you don't have that referral.
And some benefits of maybe Real.com is being able to pick zip codes is actually
Yeah.
pretty awesome,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
It depends. Honestly, like I don't see a lot of value in picking the zip codes because what happens, even if you pick a great zip code like Greenville or something, you're going to get 90% of your leads.
Lower conversion.
Well, yeah, but you're also going to get 80% of your leads on some shithole property that pops up there.
Oh,
Right?
for sure.
Like if you're in Bear's like a decent average, like 350 average price point, something like that.
Right.
You know where you get a lot of leads? The trailer parks in Bear.
That's a good point.
Yep.
That's actually a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, because you'll have
So actually, when I look
gut.
When I look at
Greenville.
it, I try to pick not just the zip codes that have the higher average price point. I want the zip codes that have the least low prices. Does that make
Really?
sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
So just overall, the areas,
Right.
middle class, nicer, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But then they have like a trailer park, right?
Right.
Like you wouldn't want to do Greenville with a trailer park because even though you have all these great properties in Greenville, 90% of your leads are going to be on that trailer park.
not only that, you're
Right.
going
And
to
you're
pay more
gonna
for
pay
those
Greenville
leads.
prices for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I mean, in general, Greenville people probably aren't going to be inquiring as much anyways.
Yeah, typically people are going to have a relationship with someone. They've got a financial advisor. They probably got a realtor. They probably got some mom from their tennis
Yeah, for
club
sure.
or whatever, that pickleball, like that sells some real estate on the side, right?
Okay,
We
that
know a lot
all
of
makes
people
sense.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
yep.
All right, let's talk about the play though. So, we'll talk more about probably Movoto because
Mhm.
we crush Movotos.
Yeah.
I mean, since I've been here, we've been crushing Movoto. So
You do. You have a great conversion with it. So you can talk about that.
trying, yeah.
What's
Oh,
that
and I
look
would
like?
love to talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But Movoto, how do the leads come in? So talk about like jump ball. Talk
Mhm.
about live transfers versus not.
Mhm.
What does that look like? How often?
Yeah. So the Movoto leads come into the team. They're a jump ball. So whoever's available, right, to take the call at that time can claim it. Speed to lead. Speed to lead is important, right?
Why is that important?
It's just like the customer's journey, right? Like if they're in that world, they're thinking about real estate, they're interested in real estate, they want to talk to someone right now, and you can make that connection, the conversion is going to be way higher
100%.
versus if you get the lead and then you call them the next day. They're not thinking about real estate. They've moved on to whatever they're doing in their life, work, kids, whatever it is, right?
Not only that,
It's
but
way harder to get them on the phone after the fact.
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, that's the answer I was looking for. But also, how hypersensitive are people? Like they're always, dopamine.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you don't call them
Instant
within
gratification.
30 minutes,
Yep.
they might inquire somewhere else
Yeah,
as well.
that's a
like,
good point. Yep.
Like if you need to be
They
the
move
first
on to somebody
person
else.
and build a relationship like that,
Mm-hmm.
so that they know to just talk with you from here on.
Yeah.
If you wait till tomorrow morning, you get the lead, you don't claim it, it just goes into your database, whatever.
Right.
Like the conversion will be several percent points
Mhm.
lower, like 100%,
Absolutely.
as well as just contact rate. I mean, it's going to be significantly lower.
Yep.
So, okay, so talk more about that. I know I just cut you off, but
No, that's fine. Yeah, so the Movoto, most of them are live introductions. So they'll say, "Hey, Matt, I have Rakan here on the phone. He's looking at 123 Main Street, Newark. I'm gonna connect you here," and then they connect you, and then we have a whole script. We do the script practice every day around what does that sound like? How do you convert? How do you provide value through that conversation? But yeah, Movoto is mostly live transfers. If they get somebody that inquires about a property and they reach out to them and they can't get them on the phone to connect us, then they'll just send their contact info along.
Yeah,
But I'd say probably
that's
90% are
90%. Yeah,
live introductions to buyers.
I agree.
Yep.
And sometimes if they can't get the live transfer, like even if they are on the phone, but no one's able to take the live transfer, they'll just turn it into a
Right.
connect with
Yep.
this referral
That's
within
true
30
too.
minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like to talk about the script.
Yeah.
In all
Yeah,
honesty,
I think it's good.
because it's something different than what I think most people would necessarily do.
Oh yeah.
In the sense that like you go for the appointment.
Yeah.
So like just talk about that. Let's just say I'm a live transfer.
Mm-hmm.
You just got connected to me, and we don't necessarily have to role play it.
Right.
But what is that like framework of the conversation? What are the things, the checklist in your head?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to me. I'm a lead.
Yep.
On the phone. Boom, 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 boom. What
Yep.
are you doing?
So first thing you do is, so I always say, "Hey, great to meet you," or "Great to be introduced to you," whatever. Rakan, I'm a local expert on the Newark area here. So you're looking at 123 Main Street. What caught your eye about that home? This is kind of a good icebreaker, and
Right.
maybe they'll give you a little more information on what they're looking for, what their goals are, stuff like that. Maybe not, right? But then you
Right.
can jump into that for the rest of the conversation if you need to.
Got it.
After that, you want to set the appointment, right? Because that's what they want to do. They scheduled a time to look at the house. So you want to say, "Hey, that sounds great, Matt. It sounds like it'd be a great fit for you and your family. What's your availability? Do afternoons or evenings typically work better for you?"
So let me ask you. So that first question that you asked, what
Mhm.
caught your eye about this property? Are you then diving deeper in after you ask that, like
Mhm.
motivation, time frame, blah blah blah,
Yep.
or are you kind of letting them say whatever they're going to say? Could be
Mhm.
short or long, and then just booking the appointment and then going to motivation, time frame, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you want to have like the carrot and the stick, right? Like they don't necessarily want to answer all those questions, right? They want to see the house. That's the fun part of buying a home,
Yeah.
right? So you kind of have to use it as a carrot and the stick, right? So you need to know like time frame, current living situation. Have you been pre-approved? What price range? Like what are you looking for? All that stuff, right?
Right.
But that's mostly for you. I mean, it is for them to help them best,
Right.
but they're not thinking that way. So
Right.
you got to use like the appointment as like the carrot, right? To keep them interested, keep them engaged, and set the appointment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because at the very least, I mean, you want to go meet these people,
Mhm.
right? So just booking it up front, like to get that yes is
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Okay, and then let's just say, so you ask, hey, what caught your eye about the property? They just
Mhm.
say, it just has enough space. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have some availability on these 2 days. What works
Mhm.
better for you?
Yep.
But then you're going to dive deeper. 'Cause, I
Right.
mean, that's what we do,
Right.
like in all honesty.
Mhm.
So, what are the next few things that you're making sure before you get off the phone
Mhm.
that you do or do not get? Now, I want you to answer that, but
Uh-huh.
then also, because to touch on a point we're about to talk about, how does that maybe differ from a new agent compared
Mhm.
to a more experienced agent like yourself who
Sure.
has less time?
Yeah. Yeah.
But answer the first question first. Like, what
Yeah.
are the next few things that you're going to get on the phone?
Yeah. So you're gonna jump into, well, after you set the appointment, you probably say like, "Hey, Matt, to make the best use of our time, would it be helpful at all if I set up maybe one or two other properties while we're out looking at this one that might work for you as well?" They're always going to say yes, right? Of course. They'd rather look at more homes than one, right? And then you can kind of jump into like, okay, what are you really looking for? Okay, so the space of this home caught your eye, about 123 Main Street. It's about 2,000 square feet. Is that kind of what you're looking for? Okay, great. I see you're looking in Middletown. Is it the school district that's really important to you? You want to stay in the MOT area, the Appo school district? Yes or no, whatever it is, right? And you just kind of got to use your knowledge or expertise to have that conversation there, right? You find out a little more about what they're looking for. You can ask about time frame. Hey, Matt, if we go out and look at this home and it looks like it does in the pictures, when are you ideally looking to be in a new home buy, right?
Killer.
That's always it's a great question.
Killer
You
question.
can say, hey, if I wave a magic wand, find you a perfect home, when would you want to be in your new home buy, right?
Right.
how many times do we talk to people who are renting until like
Yeah.
December? Right?
Yeah.
We're
Or-
recording this in July.
And another literally all the time.
Yeah.
And another question is, what that's great, Rakan.
Mhm.
What's your current living situation, right? And
Exactly.
they say you have an apartment.
Yep.
Okay, cool. When's your lease up?
Yep.
And then they say, January. It's like, okay, great. So if this property was perfect for you and it
Mhm.
made sense and the price and terms made sense for you,
Right.
I mean, are you willing to break your lease
Right.
to buy this property? And if the answer is no, then
Typically a no.
why would you go see the property?
Yep.
Now, there is cases when maybe you would go see the
Just to
property,
meet
right?
people. Yep.
But that kind of goes into my next question, though.
Yeah.
Like, what's
Leveraging your time.
what's the kind of like the mindset behind a newer agent talking
Mhm.
with these leads compared to a more seasoned agent with
Yeah.
maybe less time?
Yeah. A newer agent should be probably out just meeting people
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
Like just get in front of people. You'll sell homes. And honestly, you will sell the most homes that way because you won't miss opportunities. You'll waste more time, right? But that's okay. That's part of the business. We're in sales. That's how life works, right? It's not linear. You don't get paid for every appointment you go on. If that's what you want, you should go work a W-2 job, right?
Yeah.
But like that's not how it works in real life. So
Right.
you should go out and yes, you'll waste time. You'll have tire kickers. You'll have people that won't call you back. You'll have people that are in a lease until December, which by the way could still be a sale for you in the future.
No
Right?
doubt. No
There's
doubt.
nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I mean, as you get more experience, you get more business coming in. You kind of have to like, I don't want to say cherry pick because it's not like about price range necessarily.
You're just qualifying these people.
You
a bit
qualify them
more.
a little more because
Yeah.
your time's a little more valuable, right? You have less time to go around. You can't run out and meet with everybody.
So that's why earlier where he's saying the more seasoned realtor might actually convert the same amount
Mhm.
percentage wise as the newer realtor.
Yep.
Because as a newer realtor, if you're just taking every opportunity to go
Mhm.
on the appointment, even if you know
You'll sell
that
a lot of
person is
houses.
maybe not 100% ready or you're not 100% sure if it makes sense, you're going to convert higher
Mhm.
because you're taking every opportunity to shake hands with people,
Yep.
right? And you're not going to miss out on, just meeting people, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, obviously, it levels out just because his follow-up is going to be better. He knows how to help this person
Right.
more or less better. Okay, that all makes sense. That's the mindset, right? Like
Mhm.
newer agent, probably go out regardless. It's not that you qualify so much less, but you just take every opportunity to go meet the person,
Right.
even if it doesn't 100% make sense.
Right.
But as a more seasoned realtor, I mean, in what cases would you maybe go? My
What's
man,
up, man?
I'm waiting for my client to come in.
you gonna go in here?
What?
Were you gonna go in here?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. He's coming at 12. He's going to use your office room right now.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
I'll come in here Friday.
This guy.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
My goodness, this guy.
Mark.
This guy, Mark, man.
All right. So what were we talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember. So
That's all.
this jerk. No, Mark's awesome, but
So
make sure it's recording. At this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
you might as well just.
let's take a quick. Yeah, we're recording. We're good. All right. So talking about So as you're more experienced and you're doing more business, you have less time to go around, right? I typically like to set buyer consults, just get people into the office, and it's not that hard, honestly. And even as a new agent, if you can set a buyer consult, you should do it, right?
Right.
And maybe you can tie them together. You can say, hey, let's go see this home, and afterwards, let's sit down. If that one works out for you and you want to write an offer, that's awesome. If not, let's sit down at my office. It's right down the street, and we'll talk a little more about what you're looking for so I can get to work for you.
And by the way, so it really depends on the situation too.
Yeah.
I would say because
Yeah.
imagine there's someone that's a first-time home buyer. They've never inquired on anything, never seen a property.
Yep.
A first-time home buyer, they don't know anything about the process.
Yeah.
They really shouldn't be looking at homes.
Mhm.
They don't even know what they're getting themselves into. You say, listen, has anybody taken the opportunity to sit down with you and
Yep.
share a strategy on how to buy a home in this market where homes are still flying off the shelf, right?
Mhm.
At least in our market, right? It feels like they are.
Yeah.
Has anybody gone over the home buying process with you? I mean, I understand it could be daunting if you've
Yeah.
never done it before.
Yeah.
The reality of it is they should be sitting down with you. But that could be different than maybe a second. I'll give you two other examples. Someone that's maybe bought before,
Mhm.
right? And they're already pre-approved. You talk to them about that.
Yep.
They seem like they know what they want. Maybe take the opportunity to just go talk with them, right?
Right.
You don't want to lose the opportunity
Yeah.
because they're excited to go see a home, even because they are qualified, right? Maybe they
Mhm.
kind of understand the process. Another one. So we just talked about when you maybe bring in a buyer consult, and that could be sitting down at a coffee shop, either one, whatever, or bring them into the office.
Yep.
2 would be just going to see the home, but 3, in some cases, it makes sense to go meet them at their current home.
Yeah.
When does that make sense? I mean, you can give me some
probably
examples.
If they have a home to sell, or I mean, you could do it for a buyer too, if that's if you feel like they're going to be more comfortable in their own home. I feel like that's probably a harder one, honestly, because then they feel like they need to clean up, and that
For sure.
can become like an objection, like, oh, like we can't meet, like my house isn't clean, whatever, right?
But it makes sense.
Yeah, if they have a home to sell, then that definitely would make sense.
Right. Especially if someone's like upsizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, whatever. Let's just say they're moving over from the PA line. Doesn't matter. They have a home to sell, and you kind of ask the question, do you need the equity or the money from this home to buy the next one? If the answer is no, then you don't necessarily have to meet with them right now to sell their home, because you don't want to sound like, oh, I'm just trying to sell your home. Like, let's sit down in your house so that I can sell your home, and then kind of push them away, seem salesy in a way.
Right. Yeah, so it's tricky if you have like someone who needs to sell and buy. Again, we talk about the carrot, right? The buying is the carrot.
Yeah.
Selling's not fun. Selling your home where you have raised your kids, and packing and cleaning and getting the home ready, and have strangers come through your house and take a crap in your toilet, and like getting out of the house, getting the dogs out for the open house, and not being able to cook bacon or whatever because you don't want the house. Like, that's a freaking headache, right?
Yeah.
That's the stick. Like, nobody wants to think about that. They want the carrot, the new home,
the fun
right?
part.
The goals, the
everybody loves to
lifestyle
go see the home that they could have their future in.
So you definitely got to, again, kind of balance the two out.
Dude, this guy.
My client wants some water.
All right, keep rolling.
He's playing basketball.
He's dehydrated.
It's that TV player.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You give me a real sweat.
Get your water.
I'll just wait. I'm just gonna wait.
We got waterfall in here. Yeah,
You got enough water there?
That drop.
I'm not gonna edit this out. I'm just gonna leave it. All right, good luck. All right.
This guy's a different breed.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you remember the last point? I remember I really wanted to say something.
Yeah, we were talking about the listing, the carrot and the stick, right?
For sure.
Yep.
Right. So when you ask that question, right, if they do need to sell their home, like if they do need the equity from this home, the reality of it is it does not make sense per se to look at homes, have them fall in love with it, but they can't even buy it because their home is not listed.
Right.
But you can articulate that. So, but you ask it, you articulate that in questions. So the question looks like, okay, Rakan, yeah, that completely makes sense. If this home was perfect for you and it checked all the boxes off, I mean, is there any disadvantages to making, or not a disadvantage, are you opposed to making an offer on it, right? If they say no, well, then you say, well, can I share a concern I have with that? Well, if this home is perfect for you, but your home isn't listed, how are we going to make that offer?
Right.
And then they're thinking, you're not sounding salesy. You're just asking them the right questions. So that's where you open that conversation. Like, can I share a recommendation? In all honesty, like if you're going to need the equity from your current home, we need to have that at least listed, not necessarily sold, but at least listed, so that we can
have a chance.
So when we can put an offer on the property, they can see that we've at least started the process. No one's ever going to accept an offer that's contingent on them selling the home.
Not for the most part right now.
When the property is not listed, like there's just no shot, right? I would never as a seller agent, but I'm sure you wouldn't either. But.
I mean, it depends if the home's been on the market for forever or whatever. How good the offer is. Whatever it is, right? But yeah, no, and I mean, I think in that situation, I would tie the two together. Right. Again, I would say like, hey, yeah, we can look at this house. I just don't want you to get your hopes up. I don't want you to get your goal, your heart crushed if like it doesn't work out because your home's not on the market yet. But let's do this. Let's take a look at this one, see if it works out for you or not. If not, then we can sit down at your house. We'll take a look through. We'll kind of come up with a game plan for you on getting this home on the market and then also finding that next home for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay.
Yep.
What else about advertising and marketing? I mean, if we're just going to round up let's look buying leads part.
Look at follow-up. What's follow-up look like? You should have some kind of like a drip campaign where they're getting emails or text from you, right? And you should be following up every day. Really, the first day you get a lead, if it's not a live connection, you should be following up every day. You should be following up twice in the first day. And then after that, you should follow up every day for about 2 weeks.
Right.
And then after that, you can kind of taper it off a little
Assuming they haven't answered.
bit. Right, of course.
So they're still in your new leads bucket, you
Yep.
know, in your CRM.
Yep.
You're contacting those new leads every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense. So
I think we
you said
skipped
2
past,
times the first day,
yeah.
and then every, like, just again,
Mhm.
basically each day after that.
Yep.
You know, I'll give you a problem I have.
Okay. Following up.
Well, following, following up,
Uh-huh.
right? But, you know, maybe you call somebody 10 a.m.
Mhm.
I like to make my calls in the morning,
Yeah.
but setting aside that time to make
Oh,
them
yeah, me
at 4
too.
p.m., 5 p.m., because you know the answer rate will be higher.
Call me after work.
I've got to admit,
Yep.
that's something I've got to get better at, is just time blocking that, like, 4:30 to 5:30,
Yeah.
5:30, 5 to 6, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
to make calls certain days to follow up with those leads.
Absolutely.
I've got to do better at that.
No, 100%. I do the same thing. One thing we should talk about is like things to do to help your conversion, right? So after you get off a call with somebody, let's say it's a live introduction, we text them our contact info right away, right?
Yeah.
And I have myself saved in my phone as Rakan Abzar, a realtor, all my contact info, email, everything like that. And I just share my contact card with them,
Right.
right? So they can lock me on their phone.
What's
So that's one thing. You can send a video text too before your appointment.
Mm.
A lot of people do that.
Mhm.
It doesn't take that much time. Just go, hey, Matt, Rakan here. Looking forward to our appointment later today. Hopefully this home works well for you. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be
Or
complicated.
if you want to put an actual another carrot on the stick,
Mhm.
you want to give another carrot, right? Have something for them to look forward to. If they are
Mhm.
like a buyer, you could be like, when you make that video, hey, I'm looking forward to our meeting today. I actually found some other properties that
Yep.
might actually look good. Might
Yep.
make sense for you to look at today. So I'm excited to show you those.
Yeah, if you have
Now they're
time
like-
after this one, we'll take a look at these other ones.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's like the gym business when they would give a free T-shirt. Like,
Mhm.
hey, what size T-shirt do you wear? Text me when you can.
Right.
I have something for you, whatever. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
So increasing your conversion, you said sending your information either right then and after the call,
Mhm.
and then or a video text or both,
Yep.
right? What are some other things you think?
What else?
Another way
So
to
one
word
thing-
another way to word that too. At the end of every single call, I would say,
Book a meeting. From a meeting?
well,
Kind of.
that's
Not
another
necessarily
thing.
booking a well, yeah. You
That's
can do
another
that too.
thing.
Yeah,
but I was
that's
just
a good one.
I was just about sending your information, just the script. Like, if you're like, how do you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, an easy way that, Greg kind of started this for me. It's like, hey, and in the meantime, before our meeting today, I'll send you some information
Right.
on me and my team.
Right.
So that way, you're working with a reputable realtor. What's the best email for you, or what's the best? Oh, and if it's a seller, by the
Mhm.
way, if it's a seller, if
Get the
someone
address.
get the address for
Yep.
sure, especially if they're inquiring as a buyer, so looking at a property to buy, but they have a property to sell. Say that you're going to send them your team's information and your
Mhm.
information through the mail. What's the best address?
Yep.
Don't ask them, do you want me to send it through the
No.
mail? No. Just say, what's the best address?
I
I'm
am
going to send
sending
you
this to you.
information.
Yep.
They'll never have a problem giving it to you if you just say it confidently, and then you have their address. Which, if you've been a realtor for a while, you know why that's important.
Yep.
So just sound confident saying
Yep.
that. But you were gonna say something. I just want to include that about sending your information.
What else was I going to say? Oh, I heard one recently that I really liked, which like we kind of do, but I never really thought about making like a system out of it. Was the 72-hour rule. So you meet with them on a Monday, and let's say you look at 5 houses, none of them really work for them. Even before you have new properties for them to look at, book a time on your calendar within 72 hours to meet with them
I
again.
like that.
So Wednesday, hey, what time Wednesday or Thursday afternoon works for you guys to meet, right? And just
Right.
block that time, book the meeting, block that time, and then find some properties too.
Right.
Obviously, if there's no new properties worth looking at for them, you can always cancel or reschedule, right?
Right.
But book that meeting. Just have that constant flow going, right?
Well, in that case, I will talk about BAM
like that.
Fam.
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy,
Yep.
my guy. He has this acronym,
Well,
BAM Fam.
respect to Alex, but he didn't start BAM Fam.
Listen,
I know
He
you're
started
20.
everything.
I know you're 20 and you think he started
he's
everything.
the owner
But
of the internet. That's my guy. obviously he's not, but he's the one that showed it to me. And you're right. He gives all his credit to like Warren Buffett
Yeah, yeah.
and Charlie Munger
Mhm.
and everybody else that he has ever taken everything from. So, but book a meeting from a meeting,
Mhm.
which is the acronym BAMFAM. So even after showings, after phone call, always, even if it's not an appointment, okay, it doesn't have to be an appointment. At least this is something we should talk about actually.
Mhm.
Let's just say the person, it doesn't necessarily make sense to meet with them right now. Their lease is 6 months out. They're not
Mhm.
willing to break it. Their credit score is 500. They're waiting to save $5,000 more dollars, whatever it is. Doesn't necessarily make sense. Okay, yeah, no problem. Like what we should do is I'm going to put a time in my calendar to make sure that we talk again, right? And at least tell them the day and time that you're going to give them the next call, right? On our team, we use our CRM that
Mhm.
you can book an appointment and it looks super professional
Yep.
in the sense that it's the next task or the next time you're supposed to call them, and it'll give them a notification. So it becomes a legit thing.
Yeah.
Like you're not just, oh, I'll call you in like a week or so,
Mhm.
right? You'll usually never get an answer back, and it also just doesn't seem as professional. But if I say, I have my calendar open right now,
Mhm.
what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to call you, or not probably, I'm going to call you on Monday, maybe around 4 p.m. What I'm going to do is set, a time to give you that call, and then it'll give them the notification right then and there, as well as the day of that
Right.
you're going to give them the call. Just something I need to do more too.
Yeah.
But
So no, that brought up two good points for me. So one, that's a good way to increase your conversion too, right? So most CRMs, we use Lofty. Most CRMs have the capability where if I'm meeting with Matt Friday at 1:00, I'm gonna put it into the CRM as an appointment. Okay, it's gonna send you a Google Calendar invite. Whether you use Google Calendar or not, it's good to just do it, right? And then you can also set reminders. So I can set it so an hour before our meeting, Matt will get a text. Hey, just a reminder, you have a meeting with Rakan at 123 Main Street today at 1:00. I can set it so 24 hours before, which I do. I usually do 24 hours before. I do right now, like if it's Monday and we're booking for Friday, I'll do right now. So it'll send out a confirmation text right away. I do 24 hours before and then 1 hour before, right? And it's little things like this. Once you start doing some volume, you won't really notice it if you're just doing a very low amount of sales. But once you start doing volume, if you tweak the percentages on things and you just get a little more conversion out of it, it makes a big difference every year, right?
Yeah.
Another
Save
thing
a
is,
little more time here and there. Save
Yeah.
a little more. Yeah. No, 100%.
Yep. And then I also have a drip campaign that goes out when I set up a buyer consult or a listing consult. And it just says hey, great chatting with you today. As I mentioned, here's what we're going to discuss at our meeting on Friday. We're going to talk about how we can get your home ready for the market the easiest, quickest way possible. We're going to talk about how to maximize your home sale for top dollar. And you send out the series of emails that reinforces to people why they're going to that meeting, right? If you're doing like on a listing appointment, it's more important probably, or a buyer consult. If you're looking at a home with somebody, again, that's the carrot. They're going to want to go to that appointment. But if you set like a buyer consultation with somebody at 6:00, they get off work, they had a long day, they're like, man, I don't really want to go to this appointment, right? So that's why you continue selling the appointment.
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yep.
Something that, oh man, we could go on a rabbit hole on the
Yeah.
sales stuff because we're talking about sales stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
okay, let's
yeah.
let's jump back to the marketing and
Yeah, yeah.
advertising.
Okay. That's part of it, but
100%. We could talk about sales stuff. We're sales guys, like
Yep.
no doubt. Just the tactics and the flow and
Yeah,
everything, what you should
The
not be
script and
saying.
the conversation.
I
Yep.
could talk about it all day, but anything else sales marketing that you can think of? I mean, I almost want to talk about the webinar in some ways because
Sure.
the webinar itself, whether it's sales and marketing, whatever, but we set up an ad for that, so it feels like we should talk about advertising in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want the webinar,
Yeah, we can do that. I mean,
what did you guys end up? How many people end up showing up to that webinar?
So I think Greg had like 15. Greg on our team held a first-time buyer webinar. I think he had like 40 people register, something like that, which was really good. And I think he had 15 people show up for the first one. I think he has one coming up this week again.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty good turnout, and he was able to book appointments with a couple of them, and got a couple of them over to a lender, right? So we'll see what comes of it. I mean, we just started it, so I can't really talk about like conversion or dig into it too much yet.
Right.
But it seems to be working pretty well so far.
Yeah. No, it's a cool thing for sure. Okay.
What else?
Yeah, I can't necessarily. I mean, when we said
So,
advertising, marketing.
So one point, I hear a lot of people that brag about not paying for anything in their business, and
Not
so
paying for
stupid.
leads.
Not paying for leads. So you're telling me you don't advertise? Okay, tell me another company that doesn't advertise
A big company.
and brags about it, right? That's such a small business owner mindset. That's not even a small business owner. That's just like someone who's hustling, right?
Yeah,
That's even a small business owner knows you need to advertise and market your product, right?
Yeah. Well, and the reason it's stupid is because, okay, cool, you're all referral based. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That doesn't matter how many sales you do. You can do 50 sales a year. It's all referral based.
Yeah.
No worries. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you could do 70 next year
Yep.
if you just advertised as well. Like
Yep.
they're it's high leverage. Yes, it costs money.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. If you were a brand new realtor, right? Yes, if you didn't have the money, I would say open houses are technically better leverage because you don't have the money. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best leverage is join a team and they'll buy the leads for you and do the open houses. The reality is do both.
And
But
get a contract to close, and anyway.
yeah, like, but it makes no sense to brag about that when you could just do even more with the advertising and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to do any less because you're doing it.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So,
And everybody that you help from advertising and marketing, now that goes into your SOI bucket, right?
right.
So you helped Soraya, right, recently
Oh, yeah.
buy a property,
Yeah.
Realtor.com lead.
And that
Now-
relationship is going to be there.
Yeah.
I love these people.
Yeah, they've got multiple homes throughout the state.
Just because I
Probably
met
need
them,
to downsize.
just because I met them from a real estate website doesn't mean they're not real people.
Yeah.
These are like real people that
Mhm.
live close to me,
They were a cash
that-
buyer.
that I have a relationship with now, that we've
Mhm.
gone out to lunch.
Yep.
Like, I enjoy talking with these people. They're
Gonna
real
come out to
people.
our events now. They're on our mailing list. They're going to see your beautiful face on a postcard every month. Get our raffles.
The only thing that would be dumb is if you're bragging that you only did advertising and marketing,
Yeah.
because that means then you don't know how to keep the referral base.
Right,
I mean, if you give
right,
somebody a bad enough experience, you don't know how to follow up. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody's bragging about that they only do
Yeah.
advertising.
I don't hear anybody
Yeah,
do that.
nobody does
I mean,
that.
there's some people that definitely maybe not brag about it, but they will lean too much into the advertising and marketing, which is great, but not into the repeat and referral that can come from that.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll always be a hustle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always paying, and advertising costs only go up. They don't, they never go down.
Never go down.
Right, they only go up over time. So you have to take people from this bucket and add them to this bucket, and then that's how you build a business, and it compounds over time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep. Anything else?
Not necessarily. I would say one thing. I was going to say it earlier, but I don't know if it necessarily relates. But we were talking about systems and setting up the appointment and giving them a reminder.
Yep.
One cool thing about just our team and, one benefit as an agent would be like when you want to send out that piece of mail or that presentation, your team's information or whatever,
Right.
to their house. I literally just set up a task, tag Michelle on it, and then she does it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even have to look at it again. Now I might follow up, say, hey, did you send that out? I mean, she's never not.
Usually
right?
you just get like a confirmation that was completed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. On the CRM, I literally just go to that lead, say, can we send this person a buyer presentation or a seller presentation or a blah, blah, blah. Just
Yeah.
get sent to them.
Yeah, we talked about the presentation, sending it out. Just to be clear, that's like a pre-listing packet
Yeah.
or a buyer packet. We have both, and it's just it's a nice thing to send out. It sets you apart from other realtors, and it just shows your professionalism before you even walk in the door, right?
For sure.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy on there. You have like some of your reviews, little like bio about me, maybe some properties you've sold, some client like testimonials or stories, people that you've helped. Maybe like a marketing plan, if it's a listing, stuff like that, a vendor list, things like that. Nothing
99%
crazy.
of the time, these people will not read that thing.
No,
Doesn't matter.
it's just
But the fact that
getting it.
you're getting this nice thing that's, it's got a not
Laminated.
laminate, but
It's got the binder on it.
It's basically a small binder, but laminate
Yep.
binder, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. They don't want to throw that away. You don't just throw that away.
Mhm.
Like they keep it somewhere,
Yep.
whether they look at it or not. But because of that, a lot of times they remember you a lot more than
Mhm.
the person that's just been texting and calling them. Like if
Absolutely.
your only marketing is emailing them,
Mhm.
dude, you're behind.
Yep.
I mean, how many emails do you get a day? You probably get 40 to 50. You delete half of them, if not
Mhm.
all of them, without even reading them. That's
Right.
I mean, that's what I do. I just look at the name. I don't even look at the subject line anymore. I just look at the name. I just know whether
Yeah.
it's going to be something worth looking at or not.
Yeah.
So you got to hit it from all prongs. All prongs.
Absolutely.
All prongs.
What else? I think that was it.
Yeah.
We breezed over a lot of stuff because it's like we do it day to day, like the pre-listing packet you mentioned, but we didn't really talk about that
Yeah.
because we just do it day to day, and we have to remember, like, hey, we have to explain certain things, right, to people that aren't doing it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And we do blow through a lot of this stuff. What I would say is if you have any questions, DM me, DM him.
Mhm.
Leave a comment on the video. It doesn't matter. We'll reach out to you.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. So.
Yep.
We good?
Good.
Awesome.
That was episode
10.
10. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I had an idea for the next episode, but I think it'd be tricky to pull off. I want to do like an agent audit, but I don't know. So like somebody brings like, here's here's like my database, here's where the business comes from, here's my average sale price, here's my listing price, here's my days on market, like really do a deep dive, here's my P&L, like all that stuff. I think that'd be so fun because I geek out over that kind of stuff. But the problem is most people that would want to do that don't have any of that
information
together. They don't have a P&L. They don't track their expenses and categorize them to make sure they're not spending too much on marketing or spending too much on salaries if they have any salary. They're not like tracking all that
You know what we
stuff.
could do?
But we'll see.
We know what we could do. We could make a video on how to track those things.
Yeah,
how
we
to
can do
so make a video of that,
Mhm.
right? And then send that out, right?
Mhm.
Send that to like everybody.
Yep.
And say the first person I get, have people do this, right? Show
Mhm.
proof that you did it, and then we'll go over it with you, and then
Yeah.
choose from that pool of people.
Yep.
And that could be someone from the team at first, or
Yeah.
a couple people, or from the office,
Mhm.
and then we could do random realtors. That'd
Yeah.
be cool too.
That'd be fun. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. It'll be totally anonymous. We won't share your name or personal information or anything like that, but we'll do a deep dive and find a lot of different ways that you can make a lot more money and do more business.
I could think of some people
We can
that'd
dig
be
into
awesome
that.
for. It doesn't matter how many sales you're doing. Just because you're doing 30 sales doesn't mean that you're leveraging
No.
anything right.
No.
I'm not really a person that talks.
Yeah. You're good there.
I will
You're
get
20.
there. I'll
So,
get there.
That's fine. Cool. That's a wrap, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks a lot. Boy.